NYYST.
Hold up, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets, cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here, ain't stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas.
Welcome back. This is episode 497 of the NYYST podcast. We're live on NYY Underground. I am your host, Christian, and I'm with my co-host, Sem.
What is happening?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing is happening right now. I'm just hoping the Giants are still competitive in this football game by the time we sign off tonight. That's the height of my sports fandom right now because the Yankees got eliminated in the ALDS last night. They lost 5-2. They lost 3-1 to the Toronto Blue Jays. Congratulations to them. They clearly wanted it more. They just absolutely wiped the mat with the Yankees in this series. There's not really much else you can say, but we do have an hour of airtime to fill, so we're going to figure it out somehow. But before we get into the Yankees' latest sad October ending, if you're in the chat tonight, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like this video and make sure you are subscribed to NYY Underground. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the NYYST podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Now that it's the off season, you don't really have to worry about missing anything because we're going to be live pretty much every Thursday going forward on NYYU. So there's no, but you never know. Just if you could just do us a solid there and subscribe to the show there and leave us a 5-star rating and review. We greatly appreciate it. And make sure you tell everybody NYYST is the official Yankee podcast of Odyssey. Listen, this is 9 years. We started the NYYST podcast in 2017. So this is the 9th season, 9 years, whatever you want to say it. This is the 9th episode where I have to come on here and tell you that the New York Yankees have been eliminated from the postseason. I'm sick of doing this episode. I don't want to do this episode anymore, but every single year we do this episode. One day, I pray to the Lord above, one day before I close the lights on NYYST, that I get to do that episode. The episode where I get to come on here and tell you for the first time since 2009, the New York Yankees have not been eliminated. But sadly, that is the position that we are in once again. I seen a lot of takes last night about how people are done. I'm never going to fall for this again. And I get where you're coming from, man, because this is, we really thought, a lot of us really thought this was the team. That even though they had to play in the wild card round, that this was a team, this was Aaron Boone's best and most well-rounded team heading into October. And, maybe they weren't because, again, obviously they weren't because they didn't even go as far as last year's team did. But again, we sit there and we watch the Yankees play in the postseason, and we watch them just continue every single year to not do the things that they do in the regular season, that they continue to go out there and be a paper tiger. I really, truly thought this team was different. And I'll tell you why. Because the Yankees went through their Boone swoon. And they came out of it, and they didn't just play 500 baseball. They went 32-12 down the stretch. I refuse to hear one word about look at who they played. Because when the Yankees are going bad, the Yankees will lose to anybody. And remember, the Yankees went 7-5 in the gauntlet, including series against the Toronto Blue Jays, which they won, and the Boston Red Sox, which they won. So the Yankees played good baseball for the last 44 games of the season against good baseball teams as well. They tied the Blue Jays, and then they did not blink. They made the Blue Jays go out there and win the American League East. Then the wild card round happens. They lose game one. I'm telling you, nobody felt confident about the Yankees going out there and handling business and even getting to a game three. And they did. And then Cam Schlittler did what he did, and we get to the ALDS. Again, the Yankees were on the mat. They got up. They punched back. We've never seen Aaron Boone's teams do this before. And then they go out there and they absolutely get their doors blown off in games 1 and 2 in Toronto. You know, why? Why did that happen? The pitching was terrible. They didn't hit in clutch situations. It's the same old, song and dance. And then game 3 happens. And this is the one that got you to believe again. This is the one that got you to believe again. I said this on social media going into the game, before the game even started. The one thing that cannot happen in this game tonight is Vlad Guerrero takes over in the first inning. What does Vlad Guerrero do? He hits a 2-run home run off of Carlos Rodon, who was atrocious in game 3. Okay? I've given Carlos Rodon a lot of credit on this show, and he was as bad can be in game 3. The Yankees needed a big start out of him. The Yankees needed him to get deep into the game. He didn't even make it out of the third inning. They're down 6-1. You're sitting there just counting the outs away until the season's over. And then they chip away a little bit. Judge gets the double, cuts it to 6-3, and then the at-bat happens. The magic at-bat. The one that was going to change it all for the New York Yankees and Aaron Judge. A statistically impossible home run, a pitch that far inside, thrown at that velocity, has never been hit for a home run ever in the pitch tracking era. Aaron Judge hits a home run. Dramatics. The place is going bananas. Jazz hits another home run an inning later. They're up 7-6. Now they start tacking on. They win. There's no way that they're going to lose game 4, right? There's no way that the Blue Jays blew a 6-1 lead in game 3. They allowed the sleeping giant to awake. They allowed Aaron Judge to dominate and take over a postseason game. There's no way the Yankees are losing. Except for Cam Schlittler throws a terrible 0-2 cutter to Vlad Guerrero. Again, Vlad Guerrero takes over in the first inning, and the New York Yankees are down 1-0. And then the Yankees went into their shell against all 87 pitchers that the Toronto Blue Jays threw at them. And Cam Schlittler was not dominating last night. He wasn't electric last night. But you know what he was? Effective. Good. What Cam Schlittler showed you last night is he can go out there and shut a lineup down with his B stuff. I don't think he had his A+ stuff last night at all. But what he went out there and did is delivered for the New York Yankees when their backs were against the wall. Cam Schlittler has showed you in this postseason that he is going to be the ace of the New York Yankees by 2027. That when you might even say this next postseason, that when you need a game to be won, Cam Schlittler is going to be the guy that you want on the mound. That's what he showed you last night. Now the final numbers don't look so great because Jazz Chisholm, again, here we go. Again, how did the Yankee season end? With sloppy baseball. Jazz Chisholm, who likes to chirp. He's a chirping little bird out there, Jazz Chisholm, right? After game 3, we're the best team in baseball. Calm your jets, buddy. You're still down 2-1. You still got your dicks kicked in games 1 and 2. Why don't we stop talking until we at least get this thing back to Toronto? Instead, Jazz is out there chirping. And what did he do last night? He put the nail in the coffin of the 2025 Yankees. Because at 2-1, the Yankees still have an opportunity. The Yankees still have a chance to win the game. You want to subscribe to the fallacy to the predetermined outcome? Aaron Judge drove in a run in the 9th inning off their closer. Right? That's all I'm saying. Except for Jazz Chisholm boots a easy double play. I don't make excuses for him. That ball was not scolded. It was hit 88 miles an hour. That's not 112 coming at you. That's a ball a major league second baseman has to field, has to turn a double play on, especially in that situation to keep the game at 2-1 in the seventh inning. Except he doesn't. Because what do the Yankees do in tight situations in the postseason? They make errors. They play sloppy baseball. The low baseball IQ rears its head again. How about late in the game, the Yankees' last big rally chance? Bases are loaded after Ben Rice pinch hits. Battles to get the walk. Austin Wells in the 8th inning is up. Can be the hero down 4. What's he do? Swings at the first pitch, pops up. This team is plagued by a disease. And the front office refuses. They refuse to cure the disease. And I shouldn't even say the front office. There's one guy that has the antidote. He has the medicine to cure the disease, and it's Hal Steinbrenner. Where was he last night? Is it yacht season in Milan? Is that why he couldn't be bothered to be at Yankee Stadium? I know, we all know, we've talked about this ad nauseum 1,001 times about how Brian Cashman is the lost Steinbrenner brother. It's been over 30 years that this man has run the organization. And I thought he had a hell of a trade deadline. But the fact of the matter is that they have not gotten over the hump now in 16 years. Something has to change. You can't keep running this back every single year and expect it to be different. I would take Aaron Boone, put on a boat to Alaska right now, and just say, this is the change we're making. I'll bring somebody else in. Because again, this is the culture that is bred in the clubhouse. Devin Williams blew fucking chunks this year. He was awful. And I give him credit. He was really good in September, and he had a really good postseason. He did give up the hit that made it 4-1. But again, if the error is not made, he's not put in that position. He was really good down the stretch. But overall, failure as a New York Yankee. I don't want to ever see him in a Yankee uniform again. We're talking about this is a special season? What's so special about it? They didn't win the division. It took a special outing from Cam Schlittler to even get out of the wild card round. You look like you didn't even belong in the same league with the Toronto Blue Jays in the division series. If Barger doesn't drop that ball, who knows if you even get to game 4? It's a special season? That's from the we'll play. Tomorrow will always happen. Tomorrow will always come. That's the, it's okay, guys. Here's your cookies. Here's your lactose-free milk so your tummies don't get upset. Culture that Aaron Boone breeds in that clubhouse. That's what that is. It's not a special season. Nobody's looking at this season and saying, wow, what a special season. It's not even Aaron Judge's best season. It's just like his 3rd best season. So we can't even hang your hat on that one either. The Yankees are infected by this disease that tomorrow, there's no tomorrow now. There is no tomorrow. There should have been a tomorrow. There could have been a tomorrow. Now there is no tomorrow. And when I said that metaphorically about a month or so ago, that the Yankees have to stop playing like there's tomorrow because there isn't one for them. And then they went on their run. Well, now there literally is no tomorrow. Tomorrow is in March. Because of the way the Yankees played against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Yankees got bullied in this series. When did the Yankees stop bullying other teams? When did the Yankees now be the nerd with the pocket protector that gets his lunch money stolen? When did that happen? It happened in 2018. That's when it happened. The Yankees got bullied by the Red Sox in 2018. They got bullied by the Astros in 2019. They outdunked themselves in 2020. They got bullied again in 2021 by the Red Sox. They got bullied in 2022 by the Astros. Aaron Judge runs into a wall, so they got bullied by an inanimate object in 2023. Last year's the Dodgers bullied them, and this year the Blue Jays bullied them. When did the Yankees stop become the bully? When did it become okay for teams to come in here, beat us on our home turf in the postseason? 22, 24, 25. Other teams are popping champagne on the grass in Yankee Stadium, sending us to another sad, long winter. When did that be okay? When did that become okay? When did it become okay that they're clowning us in our own building, playing New York, New York? John Schneider's talking about let's spread the news. Does Hal not see this? Does Brian Cashman not see this? When did this become okay? These are the New York Yankees. There is no aura around this team anymore. I know people were making fun of Chris Rose for saying it earlier, but there isn't. You don't come to Yankee Stadium and are afraid of the Yankees anymore. You come to Yankee Stadium looking to rub their nose in dirt and embarrass them. You think Vlad Guerrero's flying through the air like Superman against the Tigers or the Mariners? I bet you he's not doing that shit, but he wants to show up to beat the Yankees. Crying last night because he beat the Yankees. You won a division series. It's not even going to the world. It's not even to go to the World Series because they relish this. People come in here and they relish this now because it's okay. It's okay to beat the Yankees. And the Yankees do nothing about it. Why? Aaron Boone asked last night, oh, you think you'll be back next year? I have a contract. He should say, I don't deserve to be back. Or I shouldn't even eat the words I have a contract shouldn't even come out of this guy's mouth. Are you kidding me? Gave him an extension without even seeing how this year plays out. One more time for the people in the back that haven't heard this or it doesn't sink in their brains. The New York Yankees have been in existence since 1903. It's now 2025. There has never been a manager, never in the history of the Yankees, that was allowed to manage a fifth year without previously winning a World Series for this organization until 2022, when the bubble-blowing buffoon took the dugout once again. And now next year will be 2026, year number 9 with Aaron Boone, and still 0 World Championships. If you need anything else to tell you about how this organization is run right now, there it is. In a nutshell, that's the Yankees under Hal Steinbrenner. These are Brian Cashman's Yankees, and those are Aaron Boone's. We'll give you lactose-free milk for the pity party after the game because we don't want to upset your tummy, New York Yankees. I'm sick and tired of it. That this is the once proud organization. This is Derek Jeter's sitting there watching what a pathetic organization that this team has become. When he went out there and won 5 championships for this team, and Aaron Judge is talking about the ghosts, not for you guys. Not for a single one of yous.
I mean, like, listen, clearly we're spoiled. I think most other teams are probably happy to get what the Yankees get every year, but that's it's but we are spoiled. The Yankees are supposed to go out when we're supposed to win championships. Are we asking for too much? Do we need to come back down to reality? I don't think so. I think no matter what sports team I watch, I want them to win and I want them to win a championship. When you have the biggest salary in the American League and you can't even win and get to the I can't I'm so fucking aggravated. I can't you can't even get to the division championship or I can't get the word. You can't get you
The
can't even get to the
ALCS.
freaking ALCS.
Are you
And we've
okay?
been knocked out year at no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm
Do
just
you
having
need
a bad day.
you need
I'm
a
having a
minute
bad
here?
day.
All right,
Huh?
let me get to this super chat. Let you collect yourself here. From Vinny here. In the words of the great George Steinbrenner, show me a good loser and I'll show you a loser. The Yankees have become good losers. It's disgraceful. I mean, tell me where Vinny's lying right there.
They're not. It's not that they just lose. It's that they lose in spectacular fashion, or they just it's how you say all the time they vomit all over themselves. You get knocked out or eliminated by Tampa Bay or something like that. They're the ones that put the pressure on you, and it's just been the Astros year after year, or Boston knocked us out all the time. And you look at it, and you think maybe all the stars are going to line for us this year. Especially after the start with Schlittler against Boston. Like you're like, oh my God, we have something here. And again, I'm not. You don't put anything on him for yesterday. The kid went out and did what he had to do, and I thought he was fine in what he did. But you got Max Fried who went out there, and you're talking about AL Cy Young, and you how many wins did he have this year? He had the most wins. Rodon had like the second most. Like I don't know the exact numbers, but like
Yeah,
these
19 and
guys,
18
18,
respectively.
right? I wasn't sure if it was 19 or 17. I don't want anybody to jump on for me. Well, okay, so 19 and 18, and then you get to Toronto, and it's like, what the hell happened?
I'll tell you what happened.
I
The Toronto Blue Jays punched them dead in the face, and they wanted no part of it.
I'm having trouble today because listen, the game yesterday, as soon as they took the lead, I was like, it's over. I knew it, and I kind of stopped paying attention because I was screaming at my television. This was the first time all year I was actually like just agitated. I've said before, I was in my kids were annoying me and stuff like this, but like this, nobody was bothering me. I was kind of in my living room by myself, and I'm screaming at the TV because I knew what was going to happen. We've watched it happen the prior three games. The Yankees were struggling against the Blue Jays, and they were struggling to come back once they fell behind. Aaron Judge had his moment, did what he had to do in game three. We're all happy for it. I was ecstatic that the guy finally had his moment. And then yesterday was just such a letdown, and I just knew it. I didn't end up going to the game on Tuesday because I didn't have really faith in them to win. I was elated when they did. And again, this when you're looking at it, like, maybe they can do this because they ended up scoring some in the first game. You know what I'm saying? They end up scoring in the third game, and it's like maybe they'll put a hurting on them. It's a bullpen
They
game.
didn't score in game one.
Oh, so it was vice versa. They didn't score in game one. They scored in game two.
Yeah.
I mean, they came back, but like they still lost by a lot, but they put up some runs. And you're thinking to yourself, if Cam Schlittler could limit this to like, 2 runs, maybe we have this. And there was no such thing. Vlad Guerrero just like I've been in a bad mood all day long because I turned my TV off and I went to bed. I put my TV, I get up in the morning. One of the first things I see is that Derek Jeter's basically saying that he doesn't have any proof, but he knows that Aaron Boone isn't calling all the shots, which we all know. Then you got Big Poppy, which I'll give it to him. He can do whatever hell he wants. I'm not even mad at him. Like, there's the Boston rivalry. Talking to freaking Vlad Guerrero, like, the Yankees lose. Like, fuck you. Shut your goddamn mouth. Their coach saying spread the news, that just like infuriated me. Like it was such a good troll job by the Blue Jays. If you're a Yankee fan and you watch all the games like I do, and you like just devote hours and hours and hours of your life to the Yankees, if you're not upset at the troll job that the Toronto Blue Jays put on us last night on our field, in our stadium, in our clubhouse, and you are not upset, I question your actual fandom. Because there is no way you could just brush that off and be like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'm not being a sore loser. I honestly think that they wanted it more. Do I think the Yankees were a better team? I mean, I really don't know. It really seems like the Blue Jays were a better team this year or just wanted it better. This was a team that was like the worst in the league last year. And look at them now.
Yeah, they finished in last place. That's
Yeah. We got to the fucking World Series last year and they kicked our asses this year. They kicked our asses all over the field. It was an embarrassment. And I'm just like, oh my God, like you cannot. Like I'm beyond. Like I'm probably beyond most other people. I don't want to see fucking Matt Blake ever again in my dugout. Fuck him. I don't want to see him because there's no way that I cannot blame him for anything that happened.
I don't know why you're blaming Matt Blake. It's not his
Fuck
fault
him.
that Max Fried you're paying him $218 million. He can't get an out.
He's the
That's not
fucking
his
pitcher
fault.
coach.
That you can't. Yeah, but okay,
Go to the
Matt.
fucking mound and
Come
say
on,
something. But
yeah, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna
stop it.
say to Max Fried though that he doesn't already know? The same
But-
thing with
but-
Carlos Rodon. I mean, if you're gonna go down the line and start picking fights with the pitching coach, I think you're losing focus on what is really
but I'm
important
not
here.
because this
If you-
is something that I've
if you
felt
if you
more.
want blood for the sake of blood, then just say that. But I don't think
No,
Matt Blake is like
no.
the least of anybody's worries right here.
No,
If
I
they
want the
brought-
hitting coach gone because how does Anthony Volpe go out there and look like that? I think
Again,
that there
that's
is
not James Rowson's fault that Anthony
there
Volpe's
is
ass.
such a fundamental problem in that fucking dugout. It's not just Aaron Boone. It's not just Brian Cashman. It's all their minions. Okay, I want them all gone, and I want to start fresh. I want a whole new.
Well, that's a different story. If you're
everything.
sitting there picking
No,
on
I'm
Matt
not.
Blake,
I'm not just saying it's no, but I think they're all just fucking Cashman cronies, and I want them all gone. Do I want blood? Yes, I want. I want to see a whole new administration. I want it all gone. Burn it all to the ground and rebuild it. Because how do you squander like how many wonders of the world do we have? Add another one on it because it's Aaron Judge. Okay, because the man is fucking great, and you're squandering what he has.
I don't want to go back to something. Go ahead, finish your point.
No, I'm just saying, like look, we have the best baseball player that we're probably ever going to see. If we see a better baseball player in our lives, holy shit, we'll be blessed. But I'm tired of seeing this shit, and I'm tired of Aaron. I'm upset for Aaron Judge. I'm upset for myself. I'm upset for every other fan that went there, paid all that money, and that's what we got. I am just so pissed off today, and I cannot stand that they're playing Frank Sinatra in that fucking dugout, in that room last night, saying the shit that they were saying, and fuck Vlad Guerrero Jr. and everyone else that trolled me today because they got to me. I got triggered. Chris would be relishing in my triggeredness right now.
Look, dude, what are we going to say about what the Blue Jays did last night? What are we going to say about what Blue Jay fans have said to us on social media?
They're fucking classless. Look,
there's nothing to look. When you win, you do what you do what you want to do. But then that, excuse me, that goes back to last year. The Dodgers wiped the Yankees up for 5 games, and then ran their mouths for an entire season after getting the trophy. This is what the Yankees have become. They become a clown show, and teams love embarrassing them after they've already embarrassed them on the field. I don't know let's say Seattle wins tomorrow. If they have a signature song they play after excuse me, after they win a game. You think if the Blue Jays win the ALCS, you think they're playing that in the clubhouse afterwards? No. They're not going to do that. Why? It's not fun to embarrass the Seattle Mariners. It's fun to embarrass the Yankees, and they allow it to happen. The way you stop it is win. But they don't do that. They don't, and I'm sick and tired. Excuse me. I got to get something to drink. Hold on.
No, I mean, like, what the hell's the guy's name? Joe Kelly or wherever the hell his name was. He trolled us really good. And I don't know. To me, personally, I take last night's loss worse than losing the World Series. I don't know why. I don't know if that's just me being an irrational fan. But like us losing last night's game bothered me more than when we lost the World Series.
Well, it shouldn't, because they fell way short of the goal. At least if you get to the World Series, you played the maximum amount of rounds. You have at least a pennant. They gave you something out of the season. They didn't give you anything this year. They got fucking clowned in the ALDS. Not even in the championship series. In the DS, they got clowned. I'm sick and tired. This is like I turn on WFAN. Let me read this super chat from Ra. What's up, Ra? The Yankees' disaster is a product of their talent evaluators choosing analytics over their eyes. Also, Vlad's almost knocked that off the wall. Vlad Jr.'s team showed up and backed him up. Who backed Judge up? I'll wait. Well, you're gonna be waiting a long time.
Yeah.
Love you, Rod.
He's batted like 500 or some shit like that. Like, look, he was phenomenal. But it's not even that Judge didn't come up big, and he obviously had it that moment. But it's not that there was like he was getting on base, but who was on base in front of him?
Look, I want to before I get into what I was just going to say, I want to go back to something I said on the last episode after game 2. Was it reactionary? Probably. In the heat of the moment, the Yankees just lost game 2. We sit down and record, and I said that I wasn't going to defend Judge anymore on his postseason track record. Well, I'm going to defend Aaron Judge now. Again, I'm back on the Aaron Judge is the best player in the world. Fuck anybody who says anything differently, train. Okay? Because I thought about this, and I sat here and I really thought about this over the last day or so. What else do you want? Yeah, game 1 turned because he struck out with the bases loaded. He has to, he has to put the bat on his shoulders and not swing at that pitch and draw the walk there. He has to. We all know that. Maybe the series turns out differently. Now, again, I'm not going to say that's the reason why that they lost, but maybe. But when this guy goes out there and he hits 500 for a postseason, it means something. Somebody has to do something. Somebody has to do something. We've been saying it for years. It can't just be Aaron Judge. It can't just be Aaron Judge. And in October, it was just Aaron Judge. I love Cody Bellinger. I want Cody Bellinger back. Spoiler alert for Keep Him and Dump Him coming next week. He's got to do something. He's got to be a guy that protected Aaron Judge like he did all season long. Didn't do it in October. Giancarlo Stanton, we sat here. We bowed at the altar of our playoff God. Is he a false idol? Atrocious in October. He's got to do something. He's had his opportunities. He can't be one. Jesus. 1 for 15 or whatever he was. Trent Grisham, goodbye. Another spoiler alert for Keep Him and Dump Him. Goodbye, Trent. I wouldn't, even if he had a good postseason, I wouldn't have paid him. Lost at the plate in October. So Aaron Judge is hitting all these singles. Nobody's on base. Hitting doubles. Nobody's on base. Nobody's there to drive him in. Go down the line. Jazz had that home run in game 3. Great. What'd he do? What about the 70%, Jazz? Huh? What about that? Again, trying to do too much. I don't want to give away all this Keep 'em Dump 'ems that we're going to do, but shit, if I can get a deal for Jazz next year, I'm making it. Who else? Ryan McMahon actually played decently well, and I haven't seen a guy play third base like that, and I can't even tell you how long. So I'm okay with Ryan McMahon. I think he'll hit a little bit more next year. But what about Austin Wells? He had a couple of hits, but, again, overall, massively disappointing in the postseason. What do you do? Again, I referenced it in the open. What are you doing swinging at that pitch? Take the fucking pitch, Austin. Do we even need to mention Anthony Volpe? Do we?
I mean, I was waiting for you to.
We gave him a pass, at least I did, going into this season. Said, dude, the kid had an over 800 OPS in the postseason last year. Giants are up 14-3. Look at this. Look at this.
You're a few behind me. Yeah, the first two, Saquon Barkley's got a bunch of rushing yards, and Jackson Dart ran one in for a touchdown. I haven't seen the second one yet because I'm streaming it on Fubo.
Did Dart throw it in, or did he run it in again?
I don't know.
He ran it in. No, Wandell broke a tackle and ran it in 20. All right, so look at that. Okay, maybe well, this is where they were last week before they completely fell apart. Anyway, excuse me. We gave it. I gave Anthony Volpe a pass for this season. Let's see after the postseason that he had 800 plus OPS, right? Okay. And then what did he do? We all know what he did. He was awful. And the Yankees are going to tell you it's the shoulder. It's not the fucking shoulder, bro. It's not the shoulder. The kid sucks. It is what it is. He struck out 16 times in 7 games in the postseason.
It was something stupid.
I don't even have words for that.
You have one hit. You hit a home run.
He hit a home run off of Crochet in game 1. I don't know if he even did he even reach base in the division series.
I don't think so.
And look at some of the pitches he struck out on last night. if a cutter can look like a slider, and it was classified as a cutter, it really looked like a slider to me because sometimes they do overlap with the way the movement is. It fucking hung right at the top of the zone. He's swinging through it. I mean, what are we doing here? You're supposed to be a major league hitter. You're missing that pitch. It's a cement mixer sitting right at the top of the zone, and he's swinging through it. I don't want to hear dick about this kid's shoulder. He sucks. He's terrible. I heard Anthony Cuck. We're going back to Cuck Martino. I don't know what the Yankees are paying him to spew his bullshit right out of the mouths of the YPM with all this nonsense he's been saying the past 2 days. To reevaluate Volpe at shortstop. There's nothing to fucking evaluate, bro. He is not the shortstop of the New York Yankees. No. We're done.
No, he needs to be dealt to like the Colorado Rockies where he can thrive. Trash. He's a heaping pile of trash.
You know where he should be right now? In Savannah, Georgia. Put on a yellow uniform and a banana hat.
I saw them, and let me tell you something. They play much better baseball than him. Just saying.
You guys in the chat are mad that I don't want to see Volpe back at shortstop next year. He's gonna. I mean, really? Does anybody as much as it needs to happen? Does anybody really think it's going to happen? Just like Aaron Boone getting fired. Aaron Boone getting fired has to happen. It's not going to happen. It should have happened. I go back to this. It pissed me off more than anything when the Yankees extended him. You wanted to pick up the option after they made it to the World Series, fine. I'm okay with that. He earned that at least last year. Even though I wanted him fired for 3 friggin' years or however long it's been that I wanted him out of here. But you got the team to the World Series. You had an option. They picked it up. I didn't have a problem with that. But to give him an extension, it just shows you didn't give a fuck what happened this year. The Yankees did not care one way or the other what happened this year when they gave Aaron Boone an extension before seeing how this season played out.
They gave him an extension before they did anything else.
An absolute joke. It's a joke how this organization is run. I'm not asking Hal to be his father. I'm not asking Hal Steinbrenner to sit there and try to blackmail Dave Winfield to get out of a contract. I'm not asking Hal Steinbrenner to fire managers and drive Billy Martin insane like he did. I'm not asking for any of that. I'm not asking for the missives going into an elimination game like we used to get from George Steinbrenner. I'm asking you to wake up. Stop counting the amount of chicken that's sold at Yankee Stadium. Stop counting the amount of hats that are sold at Yankee Stadium. And wake up. We are going to be loyal to you regardless. And I think they know that. But wake up, dude. Wake up. This is not working. Well, you got five extra gates this year. Are you happy about that? Are you happy about the 5 extra gates? Because you could have had more. You should have had more. I understand you're not a baseball guy, dude. I get it. So, but realize that after what? It's been 10 years now since Brian Cashman has taken over truly taken over the reins of the New York Yankees, that they've gotten pretty much nowhere. One pennant in that 10 years. Just wake up. People get mad at Hal with the amount of money he spends. I don't get mad at him for that. There's more than enough money reinvested into this team to have a championship team. More than enough. Stop letting Brian Cashman spend it. I can't say that enough times. I don't want to say it again. And again, I thought Brian Cashman, they missed a fucking extra point, these scumbags. I mean, I can't even be fucking happy for 10 goddamn seconds. What was I saying?
Brian Cashman can't be the one spending the money.
Yeah, I can't. And I thought Brian Cashman had his best deadline in years. He really filled a lot of holes that this team had. He went out there and he really did a good job. But again, where are the Yankees right now? Packing their fucking bags. Something has to change. Something has to change. And don't say I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I should pull it up, but I don't want to hear sell the team, sell the team, sell the team because that's not always what works. The Mets are still a fucking joke. They got sold. They're still the Mets. They're the Mets with a higher payroll now. The Baltimore Oriole fans have been begging for years to get the team sold. How'd they do this year? They still don't spend money. It's not, selling the team isn't the answer. Hal Steinbrenner waking up. It's not being such a comatose void of a human being is what's going to change the New York Yankees' fortunes here. Brian, I love you, bro. You're invited to Christmas. We'll still do Secret Santa, and I'll put a staple in your name so I get to buy you a present. But you cannot be the general manager of my baseball team anymore. That's the conversation that has to have. And then if Chris was here, we'd bring in fucking Jeremy Piven to give you the old get the fuck out as Ari Gold to Aaron Boone. I wouldn't even say any more than that. I'd open the door to his office and say, get the fuck out. That's what's going to change the fortunes of the Yankees. Hal Steinbrenner has to wake up. I posted about the 9 championship seasons without a title. And somebody goes, well, this is the best regime they've ever had. Nobody's ever topped $700 million in revenue. What are we talking about here? Do I, as a fan, care how much money the Yankees have made? Or do I care about how many championships that they've won? I don't care about revenues. The Yankees are a brand. They're a business. They're going to make money. They've become bigger than baseball. I don't care. Win. I go to bed tonight, or I went to bed last night. I wasn't sitting there thinking, man, how so rich. It's so great to be a Yankee fan. Who's thinking that? Who? Not me. Nobody should be thinking that. Oh, and the Eagles just scored a touchdown. I'm done. I'm done with sports. I don't know. Maybe I'll start reading or something.
It's hockey season.
Fuck hockey.
Fucking hockey's awesome, bro. I like soccer too.
No, I'm not. I'm not paying attention to anything that Canadians do.
The dandruff of the United States. Good old Canada. Dude, I don't even know. Like it's just like I don't know. I put on sports talk radio today, and I had to turn it off because then I'm listening to the same shit. We need to fire Boone and Cashman. We need Jeter to be the GM, and we need
Stop it.
Donnie Baseball. Is it shut up? Stop that shit too. It's just as bad as the sell the team shit. Like, please.
I wouldn't honestly mind Don Mattingly being part of the organization, at least as a hitting
I would
coach.
like Don Mattingly be part of the organization. I do not
at
want.
least to teach a different hitting style than these guys are doing here. This whatever it is that the Yankees are doing, it doesn't work in October.
Yeah, maybe he'd come here and tell us some of the stuff that they're doing over there, so we could like be good like them. It fucking sucks, dude. Like, in all reality, like,
Richie, I'm so bored with wrestling right now. I can't get into it. This is like the post WrestleMania lull here, and they need once January comes around with the Royal Rumble, it'll probably get better. But I can't. Right, that's another thing. Like I put it on for like 15 minutes, and I'm just like, I'm not watching this.
so there was everything was such a letdown this year. Next year we get a little bit more flexibility. Obviously you got some people coming off payroll. I want to say we got to pay 20 million or 18 million for Stanton next year. Like his contract becomes much more manageable at that point. Where like maybe don't play him as much. You know what I'm saying? Like not that like that's like a small amount of money, but I think that they'll have more I can't think of it. Like I'm really having trouble words today. They'll justify to themselves not putting him in a game here and there. But like it what like but Stanton was lights out for us when he came back from injury. And then in the postseason he sucked. I mean, it took to the last at bat for Anthony Volpe of the postseason for them to say, "Oh shit, we're in trouble here. We can't put this fucking schmuck out there again." And then they bat freaking Jason Dominguez, who is just been treated like dirt, and the guy hits a fucking a double, and ends up coming in for scoring a run off Judge's hit. It's just like I can't get over the fact that they marched Anthony Volpe out there as much as they did. Maybe this was a different season if they did because we probably could have won the division. You know, it's their inability to change and adapt to what needs to be done in the situation. It's the fact that they just stick to the game plan and they're just downright fucking stubborn, and that they shove this bullshit down our throats. They like Urshela's good, but he's no Josh Donaldson, or wait till in a few months or whatever the hell fucking Cash was saying when Anthony Volpe's batting, whatever you'll see. It's like they think that we're stupid, and they treat us as such. And then Cashman gets up there with his smug fucking punchable face and says the stupid bullshit that he fucking says, and he's an asshole. And Cashman should be out there right now on the Yes fucking network sending me fucking emails to my goddamn Yankee account saying, "I'm sorry, I fucked up, and please beg me for my forgiveness." You saw Cohen do it for the Mets. Am I gonna get that? Eat some fucking crow. Apologize to anything. Just show me. Just let me know that you realize that this is not okay. There's just no acknowledgement of it at all. And then all that's going to happen next year is Brian Cashman's daughter's going to get another spot, and I'm gonna just have to watch another fucking Cashman. Maybe we're going to get his fucking nephew or his neighbor's dog's going to throw out the first pitch or some shit. I'm tired of it. I'm so aggravated. It's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. There's like really not much else that I could friggin' add to it that other than it's bullshit. We've talked about this all year long, and every single problem that we've had all year long reared its ugly head yesterday, with the exception of Devin Williams having a complete meltdown and giving up 9 billion friggin' runs. There's no discipline at the plate. These guys are just swinging at anything. You could see that they were pressing, and they couldn't handle the moment that they were in. It's just it sucks. It sucked to wake up this morning and know that there was no baseball today. Now I tweeted last night. Like, I don't tweet very often, but I tweeted last night. I always tell my kids, like, I take a bit of their food as the dad tax, and then we got the Volpe tax. Every fucking rally, every time that asshole comes up to bat, it's pretty much an automatic out. It's the Volpe tax. When he comes up, you basically have two chances of hitting the friggin' ball. And then I said, I miss baseball already. Because now what? Now what do I do for the next few months? I got to watch this bullshit. New York sports suck. The Mets look pretty impressive. I wish the Mets were still on because at least I could watch them. But really, I'm a Yankee fan, and I want them. But as soon as they're done, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna watch the fucking Knicks? I'm not gonna watch the fucking Knicks. Hate the Rangers. I got nothing.
So
Boring.
basically, what this boils down to here is that we've now had 9 years of doing this. In 9 years, it all comes down to this episode, and I feel like if you just maybe outside of 2017, I think we were all kind of a little happy with the way with no expectations getting to Game 7. I don't remember. I don't think it was this bad, but I think anywhere 2018 on, if you press play on that episode, it's pretty much all going to sound the same here, especially 2021 on. They're probably verbatim saying most of the same things here. And it's unfortunate that we look at it like this, that it's not going to change, that we think that this team is just going to continue to run it back and run it back and run it back until something does change. And What is going to change? Maybe there's a cosmetic move here or there. Maybe they will let go of Matt Blake. Maybe they will change the hitting coach to be like, hey, we did something. Well, you didn't do nothing. You really didn't do anything. As long as Aaron Boone is signing his name on the lineup card, and as long as Brian Cashman is building the roster, nothing has changed, and nothing will change. And I see people on social media are saying, I'm not going to fall for it again. I'm not going to let this team get my hopes up. Yeah, you are. You want to
Yeah,
know
you are.
why? Because you're a sucker and you're a fan, just like I'm a sucker and I'm a fan. The same exact thing is going to happen next year. The Yankees are going to get off to a hot start. They're going to hit a bunch of home runs. They're going to be in first place. The Boone swoon is going to hit. Then they'll recover from it. They'll be in the postseason, and you'll do the same thing I did this year. You'll do the same thing that you did this year, and you'll convince yourself this is the year. This will finally be the year. Why? Because you're a fan. You have to give yourself that hope. And you look the facts dead in the face and you say, you're lying. My heart is correct. You'll do it again. I'm going to do it again. I convinced myself this was the best team that Aaron Boone ever had. Why? I needed to believe that. Just like Aaron Boone went out there and said it because he wanted you to believe it. And you all needed to believe it. We needed to go into this postseason believing this was the best team that Aaron Boone had. Instead, it wasn't. And now you're sitting there with an empty bowl where your Cheerios should be, thinking you're just going to fill up on happiness of watching the Yankees win a World Series, except for they fell short again. And you're telling yourself, because you're staring at an empty bowl, I'm never going to get excited again. I'm never going to get excited again that this bowl is going to be filled. Except that you are. You're going to do it to yourself. You're lying right now. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not going to fall for it. And the person staring back at you is going to go, yeah, you are. Because we're all going to do it. Every last one of us is going to do it. We're going to fall for it again. Aaron Judge is going to hit 50 home runs. We're going to scream when they come up with the next flavor of the month and tell you he's the MVP. We're all going to get back behind Aaron Judge and want to fight everybody that says he's not the MVP. We're going to do it. October is going to come. Even the most hardened people, even the most cynical people, even the Randy Quaids of the world, major league reference there for people that don't know, okay, are going to come out and say, this is the year. They're finally going to do it. They'll come up with the reasons why. Well, this happens, and they get to then, and you'll believe. Why? Because we're fans. It's what we do. There's no logical reason behind it. We're sitting here spending the last hour telling you how nothing is going to change. It's all the same bullshit. But when March 25th rolls around, is it March 25th? I think so, right?
I believe so.
When March 25th rolls around next year, we're all going to give ourselves that hope that this is finally the year. I'm going to give myself the hope that this is finally the year. I don't have to do this episode. They'll win some games, and you'll be like, this is the best Yankee team I've ever seen. Look at this. They won 8 in a row. Look at Aaron Judge hitting 50 home runs. Look at Max Fried. Look at Cam Schlittler. Garrett Cole's back. Oh, my God, everything's great. And we're going to fall for it again. So if you're telling yourself now that you're not gonna, you're lying. It's okay if you don't want to admit it to yourself right now. I'm admitting it to myself right now. In fact, I didn't even say I'm not going to fall for this. I saw all the takes on social media last night. I'm not falling for it again. Okay. It's easy to say in the heat of the moment after they lost again, say you're not going to fall for it again. But you are. Or you wouldn't be a fan. You fell for it in game 3. You shouldn't have fallen for it in game 3, but you did. You wanted to believe that they were going to win game 4, and you wanted to believe that they were going to win game 5. There was no logical reason behind it, but you're a fan. It's what you do. And then they break your heart again, and you tell, I'm not doing it. I'm not falling for it again. Fuck this team. But you're gonna. You're going to be there in front of the TV watching the Yankees take on the San Francisco Giants on March 25th, and you're going to fall for it. You have to. You cannot hate watch the Yankees next year or not watch them at all. It's like an addiction. That's what this is. This is why we continue to do what we do. I had numerous opportunities to turn the lights off on this thing. I can't. I don't know. I don't. I go sometimes during the season this year because of the way the schedule broke out. We only did one show a week, and like by the time Thursday rolls around, like I start itching. I got to talk about this team. I got to make a video. I got to do something here. This is why we're all here. We love this team. No matter how much we're going to sit here and talk shit and hate Aaron Boone and hate Brian Cashman and hate this one and their playoff failures and the sloppiness and the bullshit rears its ugly head over and over again. There's not a goddamn one of you listening to me right now that is not going to be fucking excited like it's the last day of school for opening day. Summer's here. The Yankees are back. Christ, the first time you see one of these sons of bitches step onto the field at Steinbrenner Field in February, you're going to get the warm and tinglies inside because we're fans. That's what we are. So be mad right now. You have every single reason, every single right to be mad right now. It's disappointing. You should be upset. You should be pissed off. They failed once again. But come March, you're going to fall for it one more time. And hopefully it's the last time we all have to fall for it. But you're going to fall for it again. You're going to let them make you believe. Otherwise, why are you here right now? Why did you put yourself through this? If you don't look, you're a better person than I'll ever be if you said this is it, I'm done, and you truly are done. But I know you all are lying. All you that said that, I know you guys are lying. You're consuming Yankee podcast after they've been eliminated. You're lying if you're saying that. I mean, it's just a fact.
Phillies and Dodgers are in the 10th inning.
I don't care.
Tied.
Giants are about to blow this lead here.
And Giants are about to blow the fucking lead. Dude, I don't know. I just feel like a broken record, but it just is. It really sucks. But like you're hitting the nail on the head. Like the the best day of the year is when I turn on WFAN and like pitchers and catchers report, and that just gets me in the mood. You know, it's like a little foreplay before spring hits, and I'm like, ooh yeah, give it to me. And then I'll be a degenerate. I'll be hiding at work watching spring training games or something like that. They don't matter, but it's baseball. I want to watch baseball. I love baseball. I love going to my kids' baseball games and shit like that. I can't wait till my son plays baseball so I can just go watch more baseball on top of the amount of baseball I watch. You know, and it's we wait for it and we wait for it, and I already started my countdown in my head. You know, because when baseball comes around, it means it's more than just like it's baseball. It just means that it's a better time of year. It's not so dark out. It's not so dreary all the time. It's so fucking cold. You know, it's just everything seems better that time of year. I'm pissed off right now. I don't know if I'm gonna have season tickets next year like I did this year. I know I'll be there for opening day. You could fucking count on that. Opening day for Yankee Stadium. I will not. Are they opening up at home this year
No, in
or
San Francisco.
yeah, San Francisco? So like I'll be at the home opener in the Bronx. I'll drive through the traffic. I'll sit there online, freeze my ass off because it's a little cold there. It's like and it's rinse, wash, and repeat. Rinse, wash, and repeat. How many times me and you stood in line for stupid shit? Fucking NYYU, was it NYYU the first we waited on line the one year, and it was the friggin' Aaron Judge bobblehead day. We waited through that friggin' like we do so much to get to these games to watch them. And we've been in that stadium to watch some of the coolest shit. We've been in that stadium to see some of the worst losses. You know, I, I've I've been there so many times, and it's just such a part of me that when there is no Yankees on, it's like, what the fuck do I do today? And that's kind of where I'm finding myself now, and it's just like it just feels so icky. Like I don't know how it's just it's like so.
Well, you brought up earlier about listening to sports talk radio, and I had it on this morning. I have to put on Boomer and Geo because I feel like if I'm in a podcast world all day, like I just feel like I'm not in touch with what's going on in the outside world. So I put them on, especially since I'm traveling a lot and they have the traffic updates that Boomer said something that the Yankees fans, sometimes they act spoiled, and I'm paraphrasing here because they're always good and they win a lot of games and yada yada. And listen, are we spoiled? I don't know. You could say that, but I don't want to hear a non-Yankee fan speak about how we're supposed to feel today. I don't want to hear a non-Yankee fan tell me how I'm supposed to feel about the fact that we haven't won a championship since 2009 and that we watch the same brand of baseball continually fail since 2018. You don't get to tell me how I feel. You don't get to tell me that I'm spoiled, that I should be grateful for all that they're in it every year. Wow, they're in it every year. You know who's not in it every year? The Boston Red Sox. But you know what they do? They rebound and win a world championship. So I don't know what's better, being good every year or hitting a couple last place finishes, but getting those world championships. I don't know. You tell me. Do you want a ring, or do you just want to be kind of good every year? Nobody outside of this family, outside of this fandom, should be telling you how to feel about the Yankees right now, because 90 wins is great. It makes the summer fun. That we really, outside of if it wasn't for Aaron Judge running into a wall, we haven't had a lost summer in the Bronx since 2016. That's actually pretty cool, man. That we haven't sat there and watched meaningless baseball outside of Aaron Judge running into a wall since 2016. But it's all about winning championships here. That's what it's all about. Any fan base, it should be about winning championships. And if you're not okay with that, then you know what? I don't know what you're being a fan for. So nobody outside of his family should be telling you how to feel today. That, oh, you guys made it to the division series. You guys won 94 games. You guys were tied for the best record in the American League. What are you complaining about? They fucking lost, dude. They lost. They didn't win the championship. They're good. They went home early again. It's embarrassing that this keeps happening. And on top of that, it's embarrassing that other teams want to rub their nose in losing. It's one thing if the Yankees touchdown. See, fuck everybody. Fuck sports, bro.
It was the tush push got him the wrenches. Fuck Philly.
I'm telling you right now, I really hope to God that one day, I'm lucky enough to meet Sylvester Stallone. There's one day. And if I got to ask him one question, I would
I
say,
know what you're gonna say.
why the fuck? Why the fuck would you make him from Philadelphia? Of all the places that you could have picked him to be from, we don't have Italians in New Jersey. You can't be the
Couldn't be from
Italian stallion.
Hoboken.
You can't be the Italian stallion from Bayonne.
I,
Dude, it'd be a lot easier for me to go run the race and see the statue every November, 30 minutes from my house, than to travel to that fucking rat infested shithole.
yeah, and our Philly cheesesteaks are a lot better than theirs. Theirs suck. Yuck. You want some whiz on that? The fuck you mean? You could piss on my fucking on my sandwich? Remember that? And that guy was gonna fucking beat me up. I was like, the fuck are you? Asshole.
So now being up, you know, 2 touchdowns to 3 because they missed the extra point is now the Giants' equivalent of the fifth inning. Just
Yeah, like listen,
they fall
my
apart.
this sucks. My little brother's a fucking Phillies fan.
Frank
Eagles
is right.
fan.
The inspiration for Rocky was Chuck Wepner, who is from Bayonne, New Jersey.
Why? Why? It's such a shitty place. I've been there once, and that was enough. Never going back.
I'm telling you, if I have no, if it wasn't for the run every year and going down there to see the statue, there'd be no reason to go. Like nothing, there's not a good city. There's nothing exciting about going to Philadelphia. It's
The
just that
city of
Sylvester Stallone woke up and decided that he was going to make one of the most iconic characters of all time be from that shithole.
the city of brotherly love.
And then I got to hear from little cockroaches every time I use a Rocky song in one of my Yankee highlight videos. That's for Philly. That's a Philly song. Fuck you, it's not. Rocky's for everyone, you douchebag. That's just how fucking pathetic you all are. That the only thing you have going for you is a fictional character. We have actual shit happening in our lives up here or out here, right?
Yeah. Uh,
They're
uh,
not south, are they?
no, Philly's south from
It,
us.
it
They're
is. I
south.
don't. I don't
Yes,
remember how I. Yeah. You take the turnpike south,
they're by
right?
Camden. They look like across the river from Camden. That's why everybody in Camden's a Philly fan, which New Jersey does not claim Camden. I'll say this: if you call it pork roll, we don't claim you. Losers.
And if you, well, can't. I'm not going to say that. We don't get political on here. Okay. Anyway,
Taylor Ham.
I'm not a big Taylor Ham guy, but if you can't be running for governor, okay? And this is not political. This is just a statement of fact, okay?
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not I'm not a big Taylor Ham guy. I'm a bacon guy. I like bacon and egg on my bagel. But you can't be running for governor of New Jersey, okay? And say that you don't eat Taylor Ham slash pork roll. Now you just offended everybody in the state.
No, I thought she said that she calls it Taylor Ham and she doesn't call it pork roll.
I had thought I had heard her say that she doesn't like it.
I don't pay attention to this stuff, but I know that they say it was something along those lines. I'm like, you just pissed off half the state. That's really what's crazy is that that's kind of how we define ourselves, what we call processed meat. But
We're defined by a parkway exit and
eh,
what we call processed meat.
processed meat,
That's New Jersey
yes,
for you.
yeah. But no, listen, today hurts. It sucks. You know, I love sports. I watch so much of it. I mean, dude, my wife's as big of a degenerate as I am. Like, it's like so big in my house. It's big in your house. It's just, it's really is like when it ends, it really hurts because you really have nothing to do. Now we have to just go about what's going to happen for next season. And what makes that so bad is that we know nothing's going to happen next season. It's going to be the same shit. You know, are we going to get Cody Bellinger to come back? We'll see. Are they going to make him an offer? Are they going to want to make him an offer? I would assume that they would, but is it going to be something that Cody Bellinger is willing to take? You know?
Well, I don't really want to get into all the kind of specifics of the offseason
No,
right
it's a bit
now,
like, but it's like
but
that's what you have on your mind. Like, what is it? What's going to happen?
there's just so much to dissect, and we gotta. Unfortunately, we have like 3 extra weeks now to dissect all of it. But this is just kind of this episode is just this. Chris always titled this Yankee fan therapy. This was just like dumping all the emotions of the season here. Last year was special. The 1 year of Juan Soto going to the World Series for the first time since 2009, getting to experience that first time as a dad, getting to experience that the first time without my dad. That was all those kind of emotions that we had. So even though the Yankees fell short last year's always going to mean something to me. I take nothing. I take nothing from this year, honestly. Last year was also, the first time I took my daughter to a Yankee game, so you have all that type of stuff going on. At least I did in my life. This year means nothing. It was just another year off the calendar, another year closer to the grave where the Yankees did dick. That's all this was. And it's uh, I'm tired. Like I say, I'm tired of it. I can't do it. Like you say all these things, but then at the same time, you're waiting for March 25th. You're sitting here, you're waiting for March 25th to happen. So you can stop thinking about the losses and the bitter disappointments and how you feel when you see the Yankees lose and you have a full 162 games in front of you. You're just waiting for that. And I'm tired of waiting. That's what I'm really tired. I'm really tired of the waiting. Waiting till next year, waiting for fucking opening day because the Yankees have not won the last game of the season since 2009. They haven't done it. You know, when this show started in 2017 and we got to game 7 in a rebuilding year, we thought, wow, man, we're gonna how many World Series are we gonna cover here? One. One. And it took 8 years for it to happen. And I'm so grateful that Chris and I got to experience that everything that we put into this show and all the ups and downs and everything that happened along the way, that we had a chance to cover a Yankee World Series on this show. And I want to do it with you. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'll be honest with you, without giving away what the future of the show is, I don't have another 8 years in me. That's just a fact. I'm not going to be sitting here when I'm 50. It's just
Ew.
let's be realistic here. I
Ew.
turned 42 last week. I'm not going to be sitting here when I'm 50. I don't have another 8 years to wait for the Yankees to do this. 2026, man. I mean, we all want it to happen. I want it to happen for a lot of reasons. I'm tired. I keep saying I'm tired of doing this episode. I don't. I just. I don't. I can't physically muster the energy, and you can say that. I can say that, and I've had a lot of energy throughout the show to do this and just talk about the bitter disappointments over and over and over again, and why we just spent the last 6 months investing our heart and souls in. And for us, the hours of the content that we had to create covering this team, to do that, to watch them just shit themselves again in the postseason. There's got to be some fucking payoff for this at some point.
I don't know. Maybe. All I know is that I have a new goal for next year, a new plateau, or and it's that the Yankees must mop the floor with the Blue Jays. Like I have a new like least favorite sports team. Fuck them. Like not like they came in, embarrassed us worse than the Dodgers did in our own stadium and just acted like scumbag, low class pieces of garbage. If the Yankees don't win the World Series next year, as long as they embarrass the shit out of the Blue Jays,
Is that
I
going to
don't
make you
think they'll
feel better?
be.
Honestly, though, it's going to make you feel
I
better
won't
for
feel
this
as
year.
bad as I feel right now.
It means nothing to me, honestly. I don't care if
I
the
just
Yankees. I don't care if the Yankees go 13-0 with against the Blue Jays next year and with an average win total of 11 runs. I don't. It means nothing.
I'm
Just
a
like
retribution eye
yeah,
for an eye
retro.
kind of
You know
guy.
what you sound like. You know what? And you know what? Don't get triggered. You sound like a Met fan right now. Anytime the Mets beat the Yankees in a regular season game, because when it really counted in the World Series, you lost, and when it
I'm wearing
really
an I'm wearing an
and,
orange hat.
and when it really counted in the postseason, the Blue Jays bullied the New York Yankees. So if the Yankees go out there and they win 13-0 and every game's 11-0, I don't care. If you face them in October again and do it, then I'll care. It doesn't make up for last. It's not going to make up for anything. The Yankees. The problem is again, the Yankees should not have been bullied in this series. They were. They were bullied. Their pitchers were bullied. Their batters
Yeah,
were bullied.
and the person that should have been bullied should have been Cam Schlittler. It shouldn't have been Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. That's what makes it like a hard pill to swallow. Like none of us thought Max Fried was going to get shelled. Nobody thought that Max Fried was going to get absolutely fucking destroyed the way he got destroyed.
Well, we
Which
didn't. I mean,
again,
a
if
lot of Blue Jay fans told me they expected it, but
well, yeah, which made it all like if we even did win yesterday, who the hell was confident that we were going to win tomorrow? It's just sucks. I don't know. Now I gotta actually talk to my family. I can't just watch baseball.
No, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to talk to them.
No, I mean like that's the only like thing that I look, now it's like legitimately like I really become a real bad degenerate during the sports season. This is like the time where I could actually like talk to like my wife. I haven't talked to her, since like April sometime. I forget what she looks like. Um, but I no, like I don't know. I really am. I know that I am. You're a much more level-headed fan than I am. I am very irrational. Again, like I have not been watching baseball steady for the past, 40 years. I've been pretty open about how I had an issue and I stopped watching baseball for quite some time. And it's not new to me, but it's new to me. I've seen the Yankees win World Series. Did I really have my heart into it the way I do now? No. So to me, like this is like it all really sucks to me. Like it's until, you know, I haven't watched a meaningful World Series since before my grandmother died. So like it's been a long fucking time. What, 98 or whatever the hell it was? It's probably like the last time I was a freaking kid. And it didn't mean to me as much as means to me now. I used to wear the Florida Marlins hat back then too, because I loved Shaq and I loved Orlando Magic. So I was like, where I still actually have a freaking it's around here somewhere. I have a Florida Marlins fitted. You know, since I've actually just become like strictly like I have not had that moment yet in my life as an adult watching baseball. And it's like I want it. And I'm just very emotional about it because I can taste it. And last year really, really, really sucked. And I'm just very bitter this year. I'm like very embarrassed, you know? And like everyone sees like, oh, Jason, you're on a pod. Yeah, okay, I'm on a podcast. My cousin asked me to be on a podcast that was already established, whatever. Here I am. Hi, how are you? But like I talk about Yankees all the time. Like I'm legitimately in a fucking bar and somebody taps me on the shoulder and then they start talking about the Yankees. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Like, it's like everything I do is just revolves around the Yankees now. And it's just like, I want it. I can taste it. I want to watch one with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I could remember me watching them win the World Series. I remember watching them lose to the Marlins. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, as an adult, though, I've watched the Giants win two Super Bowls, and I remember how excited I am. But I never liked football the way I love baseball. I need it in my adulthood. I need to see that as so I can process that as who I am, and I could just run up and down my fucking street screaming, yelling like a goddamn lunatic. And it sucks and it hurts every time it doesn't happen. I mean, obviously, when you don't even make the playoffs, you're like, thankfully we don't see that very often. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's I get where like when you brought up Boomer and I was listening to it too, I get where he's coming from. Those guys they know what it really like a really sucky team is, and we have a good team, but that just sets the bar higher for us, and it just sets us up to have more of a letdown when the season comes to an end. They're used to mediocrity, and if they get a little bit of you know excellence, they get excited. We're not settling for that. So I don't know. I just want to see it. I want to have the opportunity to like buy a World Series hat that
Oh, they sell them retro,
uh,
bro. They sell them
yeah,
retro at the stadium. So
like
I mean, it's your opportunity there.
you see poor people across the world wearing Yankee World Series shirts and shit like that because I don't know.
Look, man, I'm kind of on empty here. This is what this show
Yeah.
is. It's all about the adrenaline dump and getting it all out there on the table, and kind of you know just releasing all those feelings from the season and the Yankees failing once again. And now next week begins on how we get over the hump. That's what next. This week is about the emotions. Next week is about the practicality. Well, I shouldn't really say that because keep them, dump them. There's a lot of emotions in, but really, what it is for me is the first step of howing. Jesus, not even a word of how of how the Yankees build a roster to get to the World Series. So we split. For those of you that are new here, keep them and dump them is something that I started in 2017. It was an idea that I got from the Daily News. Every time the team was a team was eliminated in New York, you'd see should they stay or should they go. I forget exactly what they called it, and then they would, I don't even know how they. Maybe it was like the staff writers would vote on it or whatever. And I said the first time we did it, I was like, that's a really cool idea. I would love to do that on the show. We do run polls on Twitter. We're going to run, if you're not following us on Twitter, follow us at NYYST_podcast so you can vote in everything. And I always said, like, this is a really cool thing. We'll see what the fans think. And then, we'd sit around and give our picks. So that starts next week. We're going to be, like I said, for most Thursdays here throughout the off season, including next week, we will be live at 8 o'clock on NYY Underground. So for those of you that only follow us on NYYU, you probably won't be missing much, if anything, until the season starts. I always look forward to doing Keep 'em and Dump 'em. I just don't look forward to doing it this early. And unfortunately, and sadly, in the 9 years that we've been doing this, we've never. Well, last year I guess we did it at the end, but again without a world championship. So maybe again, I think if the Yankees win next year, we don't even do Keep 'em Dump 'em. I come on here, Yankees are world champions. I unhook this, drop the mic, click X, and that's it. We're done.
Yeah, go out with a bang.
Because I'll be honest with you, and we'll make an official announcement after Keep 'em and Dump 'em is over on 2026 and going beyond for the show. Did the Giants score here? I dropped it. This is when you have like garbage men playing wide receiver. No offense.
Whoa!
I said no offense.
The fuck?
I said no offense.
Sir, I said with all due respect.
Touchdown. Cam Scatterboo. Look at the fucking battering ram there.
You're like a solid minute behind me. This is the problem. Like, I refuse to pay for cable at this point, and I'm like so far behind.
No, you mean I'm ahead of you?
Yeah, I'm saying I said I'm so far
Uh-oh.
behind. But like I can't like what they like I don't even have like my choice of cable companies where I'm at. It's bullshit. And like what they like bend you. I was paying like $180 a month and I didn't put on cable outside of watching a Yankee game. And I'm like, what the hell am I paying you this shit for? Gotta find out how to schmeegly.
So, as I was saying, after Keep 'em Dump 'em, we'll make an official announcement of what we're doing for 2026. But we're going to be here in some capacity. Don't worry. I can't go out like this. I can't. I can't. This is not how I can't. Not this year. Not this year. I'll leave it at that. So, we want to thank everybody that's been with us tonight. I know this is a tough episode for everybody. Tired of how many times have I said this tonight? 100, 101. I'm tired of doing this episode. I don't want to do it anymore, but we did it. And hopefully next year we don't have to do it. But, you know, the changes that are needed to be made are probably not going to be made, but we'll get into a lot of that starting next week with week 1 to Keep 'em and Dump 'em. So please make sure you are following us on X at NYYST_podcast so you can vote in all the polls and then join us at 8 o'clock next Thursday live here on NYY Underground or on your favorite podcast platform on Friday and see the poll results and how Sam and I and hopefully a special guest or two have voted as well. So that starts next week. My voice is just about gone here. So we'll wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for their continued support of the show. We love you guys. We wouldn't still be doing this without you. It's the sole reason why I keep going. It's literally the sole reason It's the love and support in this community and the fans. It's the sole reason we keep this going. So we thank you guys for that. And we want, and I'll say this, because I always say thank you for listening to episode number whatever. And I'm looking at how fucking close we are to 500. Tonight's 497. And I'm saying to myself, I really hope that 500 isn't the elimination episode. At least I guess the Yankees did us a favor then in that regard, right? To me, 500 is a big deal. We've been doing this a long time, 500 episodes. That's a big deal to me. I didn't want that one to be fan therapy, but I guess the Yankees were like, hey, we'll save you on that one. You dickheads could have won the World Series, though. Just saying. But so we'll do 498 will be keep them, dump them. 499 will be keep them, dump them. And then the big 500, maybe we'll have something special in surprise in store for that one. We'll see, but we'll be here for all of it. We'll be here live on NYYU for all of it. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I want to thank everybody for listening and watching episode 497. Sem, say goodbye.
Fuck Toronto. Goodbye.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way down.